Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at. Thank you for joining the Old School Assassins podcast, where we speak about games in the gaming industry and all that entails that come with the gaming industry. This week's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about Summer Game Fest, Sony State of Play, and all the games that we're anticipating to come out and play. Before we do that, I'd like to give a shout out to a couple different other podcasts that you might want to check out.
Yeah, so you guys like basketball? We talking NBA, WNBA, college. Check our cousins out at Game 7 on Facebook and YouTube. You into Star Wars? That's your thing. Lightsabers, blasters, the shows, the toys, the comic books. Check my man Brian, Chris, and Sam out for Outer Rim Rebels. They're on Apple Podcasts and they're on YouTube as well.
Yeah. So again, as we three are your hosts, I'm Dickums. This is
Switch Man.
It's your boy Apostle.
Again, thank you for joining. Let's dive into this here. Again, remember everybody that Summer Games Fest just happened. Sony State of Play just happened. We're in the month of June. Games seem to be kicking off, right? Anticipating games that are coming out. What are you excited about? So I'll start it off with one of the games that I looked through and saw that was interesting. It's called Hell on Us. The game is set to come out September 4th. It's a single-player, third-person RPG game, and it's directed by Jonathan Belatit. I don't know if that's how you say his name or not. And as per Jonathan, this is a promising and unforgettable experience for us. From what I learned about the game, you start the game, it's set in, I believe, I can't remember what year it is. Man, having a brain fart. But anyway, the character name is Remy. He's a soldier that went AWOL to go look for his mother and father in the town that they grew up in. Once he gets there, it looks like, something happens. It's called a calamity or something like that, where there's a lot of, what do you call them? Ghost. Not ghost, but what do they call them?
Is that the one with the emotions?
No, so it's not supernatural. So supernatural beings happen. Something happened called the calamity of supernatural beings. What I found interesting about the game was it's an open world RPG, but it doesn't have your traditional maps. It is bare bones. Like, this guy really like dove into like the 1990s games where like you have to really listen to the characters around you. So it's going to make you be more interactive with the game, meaning like you're not just going to have a map to say, hey, this is where you go to find this clue. You're going to be interacting with other NPCs in the game that you're going to have to listen to because they're going to be giving you certain clues. And if you're not really paying attention, you're going to find yourself running around for a long time, not knowing what to do. There's also like dungeons in this game. He wanted to implement dungeons, again, that 1990s feel. But it's to me, I've been looking for a single player game to challenge me. And again, I'm not big on like listening to a whole lot of audio, but it forces you, in my opinion, to look great, and it forces you to really interact with the game and figure it out, right? Use your brain. This is what I'm talking about. Challenges. We talk about being challenged in a game and how you're going to navigate. I also think it's interesting because we're going to be able to talk about, if any of you guys play it, like, well, how did you figure this out? What did you do? Also, combat is the way Jonathan described it was like a hack and slash. So it looks a little like, if you're looking at it just eyesight, it looks a little like Demon Souls play style, but it's not. So it's not hard. It's not really. It's in between. He wanted to make it balanced so that it wasn't super hard but not easy. But it's a hack and slash. So from what I saw in the videos that I saw, it kind of played like the Final Fantasy 15, where it is an RPG, but it's that.
Yeah, I saw that one, and I was pretty interested in it. When I saw the combat, I was like, I have to wait and see. That was like the one thing that I saw about it, where I was like, I don't know about the combat. But what I liked about that game is where he's talking to a character, and she's talking about a place he can go, and there's stuff going on in the background, and it was like, wait, is what she talking about back there? Like, so that kind of like, hey, pay attention, like you just said, pay attention to that kind of stuff. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
So I got my eye on that one.
It gives you like that adventure feel, right? And it makes you feel like you're a little bit in control because, again, you have to interact with this environment. You're right with the combat. It did look a little sketchy. I'm hoping that they clean that up. But again, something single player, something I don't really have to worry about loading up, playing with my friends all the time. I kind of want to dive into it, see how it is. It looks good. I mean, I thought the video, the graphics look great. Yeah, so I'm excited about that one. It seemed pretty good. What's your thoughts on that, real quick, Trey? If you checked it out or not?
I thought.
Sorry, Apostle.
No, you good. You good. I'm used to being a third wheel. My thoughts
Third
is,
wheel.
who the
Wait,
fuck
what you
paid
mean by third wheel?
Oh no, between you two. My thoughts is, who paid you to talk about this game?
I just did the research, brother. I just wanted to make sure I had really good information before I just start throwing stuff out there.
There we
Ah,
go. We
man,
got the
I'm
hustle
listening to you
possible.
talking. I'm like, yo, I remember watching that game trailer, and maybe like I was looking at I watched TV on my phone. I was like, maybe I was scrolling through the comments or something because like I missed all that. This game sounds so interesting.
It is. It is dope. I mean, again,
It
it's not gonna
sounds
give
so
you
interesting.
what to do. It's not gonna tell you what to do. You got to get out there and get it.
Yeah,
I
nah, I
kind of look at
definitely
it like,
I gotta
yeah,
relook at this game. I remember seeing it and I thought it was cool because it looks like it was a new IP. They look like somebody was trying something different. I know it's still like that third person shit. Yeah, I think I missed a lot of that. I might have to like after this. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and relook at that trailer. The game sounds really really good.
yeah. I believe it's the opening game for Rogue Factor. It's gonna be one of their first ones out. I believe.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
quote me on that, but I do believe that's one of the developers, Rogue Factor. It's gonna be one of their first ones coming out. So I'm interested in seeing something fresh, something new. Like I said, the guy, he's from my era, you know what I'm saying? My generation. He really gets into that 1990s feel of things. With a little bit of more modern twist to it. So that's why I thought it was interesting. And again, I want something challenging, something that it's just not like, okay, Harry said, whatever, like go from point A to point B. It's semi-open world, so you can get lost. If you're not paying attention, you could really have a hard time in this game. So I think it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
Give us something to look for. At least that's something I'm looking forward to. Second game that I was looking into, um, everybody may not agree, but it's Ghost of Yote, sorry, which is it's not the sequel, but it's the second part, I guess, or a spinoff of Ghost of Tsushima. I really enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima. It wasn't like the game of the year, but it was refreshing at the time. It looked great. The combat was good. What I didn't like about Ghost of Tsushima was the difficulty level. It got easier as I played it, but in this
yeah,
game,
super easy.
um, this set to come out October 2nd. It's a sequel. This is a standalone sequel from Sucker Punch, who promises to elevate the experience. What they did was is more environmental interactions in this second one. They did a lot of audio tape from national parks in and around Japan, so that the sound in the game you get a more natural feel for. It's set in 1600 feudal Japan. You're a female, her name's Atsu. She's a Ronin, a Ronin, whatever. It's a revenge kind of game, right? So something happens in the game where her family gets killed. She wants to get revenge. Uh, Again, Ghost of Tsushima looked good. It played well. I'm interested in playing it. Here it again is another single player game. I could just pop on after a day's work. I don't really have to call my boys, hey, what we playing? I could just pop this on, go through the game, have a good time. And I enjoy Ghost of Tsushima. Again, outside of the difficulty level for me in that first game, that was the worst part about that game. I thought the story was decent, the gameplay was decent. I don't know, it's an average game, but I like it. I guess I'll put it that way.
I think. Oh shit, you about to piss somebody off.
Oh well, I mean it is.
Yeah,
There's
no,
nothing
like
great about it,
don't
but
get me
nothing
wrong.
bad about it.
That's something I've been saying for a while. I was like, hey, because let's be clear here. Sucker Punch is a great studio, right? They've been producing hit after hit after hit
Mhm.
since their inception, and I think Ghost of Yotei is just gonna be another one.
I think
If
so.
going by the first one is anything to go by. I am looking forward to that game too. I think a lot of people who want a PlayStation would be. I know there's like some discourse around it because it's like the main character is a female now and Jen's gone
I
and blah
love
blah
it.
blah blah blah. But I really think that's just a bunch of like weirdos who really don't play games. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um,
I mean, I like the fact that it's a female
yeah,
character, a
I don't know
female
why
driven
everybody
character.
gets upset when it's a bro. Just play the fucking game or don't. But getting off topic, getting off topic. I am looking forward to this game. I do hope they take they go a little further than they did with the first Ghost of Tsushima because it was like the story was really by the numbers.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think the game wasn't. I think the 1v1 sword plays, like sword battles between like the different samurai scattered around the map, was like the best part when it came to the combat. Other
It
than that,
was.
it was a little dull to me. Like it was still
It
fun,
was.
but it was definitely like while some of it is flashy, it's not anything like it's not anything too pressing. All right. So I do hope in the second game they expand on like the combat, Make it so you have to be a little more attentive. Make it so like you feel like the game is also built around you fighting multiple enemies.
Right.
Because
I
like
mean, I played the online a little bit, and it was decent.
yeah.
It was fun to kind of go in with your friends a little bit. But again, like you said, man, it's one of those games to me. Like I said, it's fun. It's something you could do on your own. No, it's not something that you're gonna write to your homies 10 states away to be like, yo, you gotta try this. But if your friends or somebody you talking to really enjoys like that feudal Japan look and like those vibrant colors and that samurai style fighting, it's a good game to play. I think it's fun. It looks great. Could it use a little bit more? Yes, but that's what I'm hoping for in this next game.
It was
A
good
little
with the
bit
first one.
extra.
Yeah.
I just hope that it doesn't boil down to revenge is bad. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I hate when games do that. If you go out for revenge, finish that shit.
Yeah, get it done.
Yeah, don't give me like 20, 30 hours of me slaughtering everything that moves, and then when I get to my
And then have a
target,
change of
suddenly
heart.
my conscience decided to kick in. You don't know the graveyards of people I just buried back there? This is the
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
We gotta finish this off.
Facts.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I did like The Last of Us 2. I know not a lot of people did. But still, like,
well, we're not here for that, man. Don't you blaspheme Last of Us 2, man. That was a great ass game. Let me weigh in
well,
on
that's a
this.
great game. I love The Last of Us 2. At the same time, I do understand people's frustration when they was like, yo, you should have put Abby on a t-shirt at the end. It was like, you set out the killer, you couldn't, and then you went back out there. And then you decided to walk home twice. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah. That,
You got a
whatever.
point.
I mean, we can get in that, but we getting out of
Yeah.
This Tsushima sequel.
Yo,
First, I'm gonna say about Summer Game Fest. Before I get into what I think about stuff, what's going on? Like, they paid a lot of money for these commercials because it was like every 2 minutes in the middle of a fucking preview, we seen that Mind's Eye game. You know, we seeing Paul Rudd on the Switch 2 commercial. It was like every 2 minutes. It was so disruptive. And another thing I'll say about it is it goes back to what you were saying about having the hard copy. It was like, it's great visually seeing these things, but a lot of those was so vague that you had to go to the website and check out what the game was about. Like, what is this? Is this a PvP? Is this one player? You don't know. Like, I think it was one game, The Ritual or something like that. It was just some people talking in the background and a symbol. And I'm like, great. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what this bullshit is, right? So with that being said, you know, it's just like if I had a magazine and back in the day they would show these like gaming conventions, E3 and all that. You know, you see something, the pictures grab you, and then when they start talking about the play style, you can just flip the page rather than trying to get another YouTube clip or whatever. So anyway, with that said, and this Kotai, whatever.
Yotai.
I don't care. Like I was late on Tsushima, and it was like one of those games where it was like this time of year when stuff's slow, y'all played it, and I played it, and I was like, and if you like that kind of stuff, it was a great game. I mean, something was missing for me. I didn't really care about the character at all, but the way you moved around the map, the combat, it was cool. It was overall like if you into that open world, do this stuff over here, do that over there. Solid game. There's a lot of stuff coming out, but to me, it's just like it's gonna come down to like, all right, one of y'all play it. Hey, what was different? If it's more the same, I'm cool. I'll pass. Like nothing to do with the character and stuff like that, but it just wasn't for me. And I moved on. Like when I saw it, I was just like, I got halfway through and I just fast forwarded. So
Gotcha. No, so my last one.
Hate me now.
Because I didn't see a whole lot.
Surprising coming from you.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot that I really was anticipating, but this next one, I truly feel it's gonna be a hit and miss. But if it hits, I'm all for it. I can remember back when Earl introduced me to this game, and it was one of the at that time to me, it was a different point of view. It's I don't know, it was just different in itself and it's standalone. It was BioShock. So the next game that I'm looking forward to, the third game is Judas. Judas is a first-person shooter from Ghost Story Games. Although they were supposed to release it in March, that got pushed back. We don't have a release date yet. But again, I'm hoping that the videos that I saw, it looked interesting. It did have the BioShock feel, but I love BioShock. I like. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of them didn't really fulfill my.
Talking about two.
Yeah, it didn't really fulfill my
two,
my gaming thirst with that one because it was just kind of off. But the last one I thought was decent. The first one, again, by far standalone. Just kind of, it was innovative on how they did it, and it was the first of its kind to me. If there's ones out there that I don't know about, let me know. But again, another female driven character, which I'm okay with. So fuck you people who aren't, respectfully. But female driven characters set aboard the Mayflower ship, carrying the humanity's last remnants, right? So this female character that you somehow she breaks the chains of like being controlled by them, and you're able to like make different choices. And that's another thing that's the unique thing about that game is like what you do in the game now will change certain things in the game. So your choices you make, you can either side with humanity and save humans, or because there's 3 people on this ship with you. It's your father who wants to do something with so Tom is his name, I believe. He wants to preserve humanity in its original form, but his wife wants to eradicate humanity and just go with the robots. And then you have their daughter who's struggling with her own existence. But your character that you get to kind of go through that game. You somehow break free of the suppression that they have, the mind thing that they have everybody under. You bust out of that and you just start the game really trying to, I guess, depending on what you do will shape what happens in that game. But it's a first person shooter. The same guy who made BioShock made it. I'm interested in it because again, here we go again. Sorry guys, love you both, but I'm looking for some stuff that I can just sit down, play, and not necessarily have to hear Apostle talk his shit and be toxic. Fuck off. But no, like these 3 that I picked was definitely I picked because there's not a whole lot of multiplayer stuff out there. We all know that. We talk about a certain game all the time because it's not a whole lot for us to do. But these 3 games I'm looking forward to. And lastly, before I let y'all dive in, honorable mentions again, Ninja Gaiden. I'm just a fan.
The side scroller?
Yeah, I'm just a fan of it. Well, they got a part 4 coming out. Check it out.
Wait. So we talking about the side scroller that looked like the NES version, or we talking about the ones?
We talking about the ones that was on PlayStation. So they got a 4 coming out.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Ninja Gaiden. I've always been. So I'm looking forward to that. And then another honorable mention is the Hollow Knight sequel. Stop bullshitting. Bring the fucking game out. It's a good little game to fucking play. So those are the 2 honorable mentions for me. I won't go too deep on them. Again, Ninja Gaiden, you might be a fan, you may not be. I am. I'm gonna check it out. And Hollow Knight by far was like a gem for me. Apostle told me about it. I picked that shit up and I had fun with it. I
haven't gone there.
It was
yet,
a good game. It was a really good game.
So, I've been thinking about it.
So thoughts on anybody? Switch, Apostle. Did y'all see any of the footage for Judas?
Yeah, I seen it, and for me, like I don't really need to see. Like that's one of those studios where they know how to write a story and they know how to do it games. Like I didn't have to look into it too much for me, and it's not like I'm not like one of those people like, oh, they doing it, it's going to be dope. Like for me, wanting a 1-player experience and stuff like that. And I mean, from what I've seen, they're like, hey, this isn't going to be a BioShock sequel. And then talking to one of our friends, I'm just like, if they're secretly making this a BioShock sequel, or if they don't, I'm just looking forward to playing it just because that type of game I need right now. Just because
I think they just had some of the ingredients and you'll see.
Right.
You'll see.
And if you do something well, continue to do it. Like to me, it's not like, when people pigeonhole actors and stuff, it's like he's the same person every time. But if you make immersive first-person adventure games that has RPG elements and you tell a good story, which BioShock did in 1 and 3,
it did.
Then I'm for it. I ain't mad at him. Like, so I'm good with it. What about you, Hostile Apostle?
Like
let me talk about the secret location. It looks more like the witness protection program.
I wish.
Tighten up.
I wish. You look out the shades or whatever. But I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
So what's your I mean, have you checked it out? What's your thoughts on actually I got a question before you even weigh on Judas. Did you even play BioShock?
Did I play BioShock?
Yes. Did you?
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Wait, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can now.
Yeah, we can now.
Well, that's maybe the thing is looking weird. You guys are like stuck for me. Yeah, I played the first BioShock, the second BioShock, and Infinite. I think I played Infinite twice.
I was about to kick you off this podcast if you didn't play it. Like we was gonna replace you.
Damn. I thought we was friends.
Now he's gone.
Well, Apostle dropped out. So Switch, we'll dive into, what games did you see during the Summer Game Fest or the Sony State, or even something that you researched on your own. What are you looking forward to?
My bad. We were having technical difficulties. Switch actually kicked me out because he don't really fuck with me. But It's all good. I hacked the system, y'all. I'm back. Apostle ain't gonna leave y'all. But to re-answer the question, so yeah, Dickums was actually the one that showed me BioShock because I was a little younger back then and I wasn't
we all
too
were,
into like the shooters.
Right.
So like he showed me BioShock, and I didn't actually play the first one until BioShock 2, which was a cool game. But I felt like I was the strongest thing there because you start that game out as a big daddy. And I think from there I played BioShock Infinite, and I think like PlayStation dropped a collection or something, but I eventually went back and was able to play the first one. And yeah, I liked all the BioShock games. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Judas. The name is kind of catching me.
Why? What's wrong
Because
with
I'm
it?
like, is there like, because it implies like a betrayal somewhere down the line.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like,
Why?
are you betraying humanity?
Why
Like,
is
I
that
don't know.
still a thing
It's
though?
giving like it's gonna be a twist or something. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. Especially you said it was by the guys that made BioShock. Oh yeah, we in there.
What is his, Kevin Levines is his name, or Levines. I don't know how you say it. It's his first. This is his first project since the iconic BioShock series. I mean, I think it was one other game after that. I don't remember the name of it, and I didn't play it. But since BioShock, this is gonna be his first project. Which, like I said, it looked dope. It had that BioShock look. What I mean by look is the characters and how they look on there. But it seemed interesting. Like I said, I just
No, I'm with it. Yeah, I said my piece on it. So
yeah, I'm enjoying just popping my headphones on, immersing myself within the game, and just being able to just kind of play it solo and have a good time, and then speak to you guys about it later. Like, yo, what we do? You pass BioShock to me, I pass it to Apostle. Here it is. We three people in talking about this game BioShock, and that's here we go again. We off subject, but that's the beauty of gaming and why we do what we do. Because again, a gem you passed to me, I passed on to Apostle. He'll pass it on one day, but.
and the same point for the hell is us thing. Like I like those games where it can be approached a different way. And then I, remember with like Dragon Age and Kingdoms of Amalur and Dragon's Dogma, the first one, you, me, my wife, homie at work, everybody played it was like, oh, you did it this way, you did it that way. Like those conversations are always cool because you figure out stuff like I didn't even know you could do that, or
Right.
I totally missed that. So
Cool.
But
So that's my 3. I'm gonna pass it on over to Switch. We're gonna talk about. Yeah, I'm interested in figuring out what you're anticipating. Being the most experienced gamer here on the podcast, so I'm interested in seeing what your thoughts were, or what kind of gems you may have found.
All right. Well, I'm not super excited about anything.
I agree.
But stuff that I keep my eye on, like I'll usually when I'm talking to these guys and we talk about games, I go, I got my eye on this, I got my eye on that. And then if I come back, then they know like, okay, so something about it piqued this interest. So first one, probably gonna be a surprise, but James Bond got a new game coming out called First Light.
I saw that.
Origin story. The people that made the Hitman series, which I played one of them, and I like that whole thing. Like, hey, kill your target, but figure it out. So I don't know if I'm just coming off the highs of the last Mission Impossible. All the gadgets and stuff like that. Looks like they got some driving involved, sneaking, and just downright like shootouts. To me, it's like, hey, I'm going to play a movie about a spy, which I don't know. I'm looking for something to just, get into and play. And I'm like, all right, this looks kind of cool.
And low key, I've never played a 007 game that didn't have a solid story. I mean, it was one of those things that I thought was dope. I saw it, but go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about it, except that it was like, hey, this looks all right. Again, you see in videos and stuff, and you go to the website and you look, and hey, it's one player action. I'm like, okay. So I'll wait, check out some reviews, see what they say, see if that matters to me what they're saying, and then I'll pick it up.
007.
What about you, Apostle?
Did y'all play
I'm seconding
the
that.
007 that was on the N64? Like the one where like they didn't really tell you how to like. I think you start off in like a hotel or something, and like you got to find a key card.
It could have been the PlayStation version. PlayStation had a version where it was multiplayer. I think it was up to like 6, maybe 4
Yeah,
guys.
PlayStation had they had a couple of them, which
it was during that era with like Time Splitters, 007.
Yeah, and I never played any of those. I didn't play GoldenEye. I didn't play.
It was dope.
Well, wait, this girl I was dating had the PlayStation one, but that lasted like 5 minutes.
Right.
other stuff had to happen. Damn that game. But no. So yeah, it surprised me. I'm like, 007, write that down.
Yeah.
So
that is a surprise
Do you
coming
think
from
that
you. I'll
game's
take
gonna?
it.
yeah,
Do you think that game's gonna do well?
you know, we just had this conversation about like when stuff's coming out, right? So we had this offline thing, and I think we should bring it to light. We were talking about games that are holding off because the sacred Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out. And, and I had a conversation with Keen Sr. about this on Friday. And I was like, wait, are we in that day and age where it's like one game stops you from buying another game? Like, is Grand Theft going to be that big to where it's like, you're not going to play anything else? I'm like, who's buying one game right now? Now, I know I'm in a different place in my life. I can buy a few games a year. But what King Sr. brought to my attention, which I'm going to go to your point first. He's like, well, is it because you don't play Grand Theft Auto? Is that why you're thinking that way? And it's not that I don't play it. And I am biased, I guess, to a point. But I'm like, yo, really, that game's going to encompass so many people's time that no one's going to play something else, even if it's not even that realm of like, what's that one knockoff game that
Saints Row.
Saints Row. Like, I
Yeah.
can see if like Saints Row comes out same time Grand Theft comes out, no one's going to play that, But so the game Mafia,
Right. That's
The
out.
game-
That's coming.
well, according to the guy at GameStop, they're under the same umbrella as Grand Theft. So it's like music industry. You got two artists. Let one drop first.
I mean, it gives you a different feel though, because Mafia is more like if you into that whole gangster, racketeering stuff back in the day. That's why you're gonna like Mafia.
Right. But if it's not exactly like Grand Theft Auto, I feel like, yo, go ahead and release your shit. Don't be scared. If it's good, it's going to be good. So, but
I want to disagree a little bit though.
what I'm saying is they're both under the same umbrella. They family. They're going to release Mafia, and that's why Grand Theft got pushed back, according to this guy, so that Mafia can get its money and then Grand Theft can come out. But then I'm hearing too that other people are like, we're not announcing nothing until Grand Theft announces it, which, hey, if you got the game locked like that, then, more power to you. But what King Sr. said was, we are at that point where you can only get one game because Nintendo fucking around making games $80.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we got to see if Sony, Xbox, or PC is just going to follow suit or go, you know what? Let them do that. They'll get that initial thing, but we're going to have our market share and do whatever, which hopefully that's what they do, because when we went to $60, that lasted a whole year, maybe two, and then we had 70, and then
Like, fucking controllers are 80 now. If you didn't know,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So now, like, I'm kind of going back on my statement about like, all right, if you can only buy one game because they $80 now, So anywho,
Yeah. And that's like, the thing that fucks with me about that is like, you getting $80, and that's not even like the deluxe edition, because they're still gonna be like,
right.
$80 is for the base game, and then
Right.
here come the deluxe edition, and then the hero edition, and then just to add it in there, the fuck you edition.
Well,
You know what I mean? This edition comes with some in-game purchases.
And I think Sony and Xbox gonna fall suit, because that's just kind of how the wave of things will go. What I mean by I'm saying the price point. Because they all do it. You know what I'm saying? They all do it. The price points are all around the same for every system. Sidebar, nothing against Nintendo, but yeah, maybe your games are $80 because you don't have shit. But anyway, I'll leave that there. You got little to no hits. I don't know what your problem is. I get the angle. That's like the way I look at Nintendo is like a family. That's a family council. Like, they don't make certain style games all the time. That's not their angle. And they're gonna do what I'm gonna leave them there. My thing with you is like, The Last of Us. I think it's the anticipation. I don't really think it's just Grand Theft name in itself. It's the anticipation. It's what happened with Kingdom Hearts. Everybody who loves the game, everybody who really loved that game, has had 10. What was it? How long has it been, Apostle? Since GTA?
Like, you talking about between
5
the
came
second
out?
one and the first one?
No, the last one to now. What was it?
5's been running for like 10 years.
10
now.
years. Now, don't get me wrong. The way that they have added more stuff is what we've talked about before. It's like The Witcher. Why do I got to have The Witcher 2, 3, and 4 where you can just keep adding to the story? And that's the angle GTA took. The story mode was great. I love the story. It was fun. It was exciting. It was good. But then the online, you dive into it and you got like let's say you got 6 things you can do. It went from 6 things to like 60. Like you can really get in that game. You can sell drugs if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can rob banks. You don't want to, you don't have to. You can get a bike club, a CEO, a car, a junkyard. So they kind of just added on to it. And so just thinking of that, I'll bring it back full circle. You got a consumer who spent $70 on this game and has been able to play it for 10 years.
That's a great business model. I'm not. It's just not
So
for me.
that's what
I
I'm
had a
saying,
bad
though,
taste
like
in my mouth.
the fan base. It's like Jay-Z
Oh
versus.
yeah,
So
no.
you got all these people like, oh my God, I'm not going. The world. What I'm getting at is the world we live in now with the trends and all of that. Am I anticipating GTA? Absolutely, but that's not the only game I'm gonna buy. But I can see all the little gamers or people that call themselves gamers who only play GTA. Yeah, absolutely. Those fuckers are not gonna buy
No,
these
it's cool. I
toys.
just don't think that these other developers should be scared to like put
No,
their
they
shit
should
out
not be.
there. And
If they're
and
not the
again,
same genre. I get it.
it's whatever. They got an excellent business model. I actually wanted to talk about that on an episode, their business model versus like Call of Duty and maybe
Right.
even Fortnite's, but no, it's not for me. Like I tried like 3 of those games. I don't like the controls. You know, I can get into it.
The last one you played was the one with Nico, right?
The one with Nico, yeah. I went on a date with the chick in the very beginning. She talked about my clothes. I beat her ass, took her money, gave the disc back to him. Was like, I don't want to play this shit. And that's why I get
Big homicide just before, huh? But I
Sidebar
think
Apostle
the
didn't.
problem.
I don't think
The
Apostle
problem
dug into it
is
that deep either.
what?
I don't think you dug into it that deep. I think actually, shout out
Dug into
to
what?
Miss Terry. She played GTA more than Apostle. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh, you talking about my mom? Yeah, she did.
She played GTA more than Apostle. So
My mom still plays GTA. I wasn't a fan of
That's
like the
what's up.
online, but I thought the story was fine. Here's my thing. While like I said before, I think I said it to just us, not on like the pod or anything, but I was like, hey, I don't really care that this game got pushed back. It's a lot of things that are coming out this year that are just I'm just looking forward to those things more.
I got
You know what I mean?
so back at it. 007.
007, yeah.
Right. But I think the problem comes in that GTA does have like a huge fan base that are going to be playing that game for a very long time. So while like I
Potentially.
think like a game like Ghost of Yotei and GTA could drop on the same month, and while I think that it would do well, I do think some of its sales are still going to be hampered by GTA if they dropped on the same day. It was the same thing when Horizon Zero Dawn dropped just before Elden Ring. It was like I think it still did good sales numbers,
But not as
but
good as
like
the first one.
right, I can see a lot of people skipping over it because Elden Ring was about to drop, and that's going to be massive. On top of that, even more so, let's talk about the news surrounding what happens after a game comes out. Because after GTA 6 comes out, it's going to be everywhere in the news cycle.
All right, well,
and like that might drum up more sales, right? When Elden Ring dropped, you ain't hear shit about Forbidden West because that wasn't the topic. It was Elden Ring is out, is killing shit. And now that's the game that you're hearing about more. That's the one that you're gonna be more to purchase. As opposed to if it dropped in a window, let's say it dropped and nothing else was dropping that month. Then cool. Now you got, hey, Forbidden West just dropped. The graphics in Forbidden West look sick.
It did. They was great. I thought the graphics were phenomenal.
Right? But like it was better than Elden. Like its graphics were better than Elden Rings, but you weren't going to hear about it. Because Elden Ring was such an anticipated game and it was so massive. And it was a good game that it buried it under the news cycle. So even if you were potentially looking to buy it and you were just on the fence, you never would have got swayed because everything was Elden Ring. For like 3 or 4 months, that's all you would hear about.
You're right. It may boil down to this. You're true fans of whatever game you like, you're going to go out and get that game. Does it kind of suck for those developers that they have to think about that? Maybe. I'm with Switch on it. Like, I'm not gonna stop what I'm putting out, my baby, my projects, my vision because of GTA. But I understand from a strategic standpoint, I wouldn't either. It's like, I wouldn't drop if I'm trying to think of how to word this. If I'm Big Sean, I'm not dropping when Drake drops. Just because the anticipation and his fan base. So I'm going to strategically not do it around the same time, but I'm still going to put my project out. And I think, again,
and even then, like the people who make the games aren't probably the people that are deciding when that drops. There's somebody over
there might
them.
be some truth to that.
And hey, it's like this isn't the best time for us to drop because of
and it makes
reasons,
sense.
You know what I mean?
It do make sense. And I just just hate that it's out there like that, that the whole fear factor and whatever. And it's just like, yo, that many people bitching. But anywho,
Yeah. Next.
when we're not gonna, you know, talk about the great Grand Theft in this episode any longer. Next one might be another surprise, and I just found this the other day. Shooter called Ill.
I absolutely did not see that.
It's a horror game, but I guess it's got a story. There's this, you know, this place, this factory or whatever, and you in there, and it's just like Russian monsters, zombies or whatever.
Okay.
And the game, there's a few games that look spectacular. This is one of them. Pragmata, that has some great looking graphics, but that's not on my list. But there was a few that stood out.
Don't tell me this. But this shit takes place in Chernobyl. If it takes place in Chernobyl, I'm leaving the pod.
I don't remember if it takes place in Chernobyl. But anyway, what's cool looking about it is, other than the graphics, is like the physics on it. Like my man blasting like people in the leg, and they drop the way they drop. There's like a little baby monster comes out, and he kicks his little ass into like a bunch of barrels. Meanwhile, more babies are coming out. Like it looks crazy. It looks like, you know, a Resident Evil, but like with the physics. And then they got this dude that comes out this big ass like Mark 19 gun or something like that. Looks kind of interesting. Super excited for it. Yeah, I want to keep my eye on it. It's but it looks like a solid shooter, one player or whatever. So yeah, look into it, check it out.
Yeah, I was trying to look into it.
Ruckus actually sent me the trailer to that, and I was like, yo, this is kind of dope looking. So I'm gonna check that out.
Okay. Looks like a horror survivor game.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got I found a VR one, that Reach game.
Okay.
Action game. Like you parkouring, you shooting bows and arrows, running around. I'm looking for that VR thing that gets me going, like we talked about in the earlier episode. You know, just it's there. So it was like, oh, this is the only VR thing that's coming out. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I look forward to really immersing in the VR game. I have yet, as I spoke on before. But
this kind of looked like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out because again, it's fun, but they have yet to really. I yet to become a fan yet of VR yet.
Yeah,
I think companies need to really start pushing VR too, because right now it still feels like a really niche thing.
Yeah,
like they're like you might see 3 or 4 games where it get advertised. I think it has a lot of potential, and I don't know if like the technology just hasn't really caught up yet, or whatever. But like I played the Resident Evil 4 in VR before I bought the remake of it, and I was like, this is really cool, and I see the potential. Like I just need either it needs to be taken more seriously, or like the technology needs to
something's
come up
missing
a little bit.
No, so looking at the Reach game, I was wondering like, okay, how does it actually move? How does it feel with the controls and stuff like that? And an honorable mention to that, and it's not VR, and it's only coming for PC right now, is called Unrecorded, which is like, it looks like a body cam, and you look like you're really in like derelict buildings and people running by and you're shooting, you see that actual recoil. Like it almost looks like it's a cop simulator or whatever and stuff, but the graphics on that look dope. And I wasn't even going to mention that, but just talking about like how it plays and how it feels or whatever. So I got that. I had Judas, and I also had Clockwork Revolution, which is a BioShock. They said BioShock had a baby with some other game.
Yeah, I think I saw some videos on that.
Yeah, so that looks like, all right, you know, let me, you know, look some things up again, see what the reviews look like, and
that's called Clockwork
Revolution. This next one, probably I'm going to play it. Lost Eidolons, Veil of the Witch, RPG. They got like 5 characters, but the battle system seems interesting. Each character has their own like class, but you can go ahead and level it up when you go back to, you know, the towns or whatever and stuff like that.
Speaking of tactics, sidebar, I thought I saw something. Check it out. It's like a Final Fantasy Tactics.
Pre-order, bro. Already pre-ordered.
Okay, yeah, I saw it.
That's how I almost got caught in the rain on the bike on Friday. So I was like, no, I'm getting that. So
I was like, oh, you know what? Someone Switch might be on this.
Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics remake has both.
Yeah.
The old one and the updated stuff. And I was like, look, I don't even care what the updated stuff is. I'm playing it. So
I figured
that's what set me on the path with this tactical stuff here.
Okay.
And you know what? I haven't really found anything that I've enjoyed as much as that. Like I got into SOCOM 2 just like 6 months ago. I had to get back to that, like just digging in the crates. But Yeah, the Lost Islands, they got the different class systems and stuff. It looked cool, so and then the last one that I got, something that the three of us can play, and I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but the Arc Raiders that Apostle was talking about.
Motherfucker.
I'm going in with a different mindset with this. What I don't like is you do get a battle pass, and then they said something about like, yeah, it's mostly cosmetic, but there's some stuff where you get kitted out a little bit better. So there's some elements of pay to win in there. But me, I'll go bare bones whip ass because that's what I do.
It's more gratifying.
Yeah. I just you gotta pay, then you're not really like that. Period.
Gotcha.
So but no, that
I hope not. I was looking into the game. I didn't see the pay to win stuff. I hope they don't do that. It's you guys played the finals, right?
yeah, with you for a
Of
little
course
bit.
we did.
Yeah, you dragged us into
Yeah,
it.
it was it's the same guys that made the finals. So I'm hoping they
The
don't
finals
do
to
it, 'cause
me
they
was
don't have
like
the pay to win
Street
stuff in
Fighter
there.
5 though. It's 4. Something was missing with it. I don't know what it was.
The finals is like people remember this show like Double Dare, but with guns.
It was just crazy.
No, but what I liked about what I saw with Arc Raiders was it almost has like that hunt thing where it's like there's stuff in the environment too to deal with.
Good.
And then you got the other people and I'm correct on that, right? Apostle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's stuff to deal with in the game plus other players, and then you can leave when you want and whatever. And then just listen to this guy talk before about, hey, you go in here and it is what it is. And you can't just play it like, oh, I'm here for kills. It suits my style of play. It's like, yeah, let's figure this out. Let's move like a unit. Let's be smart about doing stuff. So, and I think if you're going with the right mindset and if this game delivers, I think we'll have a lot of fun with it.
So I wrote it down. It's on my list to check out. I'm only doing it for y'all. I'm just gonna say it.
But for stuff
Arc
like
Raiders
that,
definitely looks it.
I think it works out when we're all on page from day one.
Right.
If one of us is doing something and it's like 2-3 months, and then we go, hey, whatever, then it's all this. Well, how do you do this? There I go. I hit that mic again. How do you do that? And I think going in, if it rates good, I think we should get it the same day and just rock with it.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to wait for his digital, man.
Yeah.
Just saying, Apostle.
Yeah. So but those are my picks. Anybody want to chime in?
I don't
other
know
than
if that will be a digital. I don't know if that's gonna be a
It might not be
physical
a
thing.
this version, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll do that, my boys. Yeah, I will get that because it's one of those games where you have to have the community, like the Apostle said, with like if there's no one in the servers, then all you're doing is fighting the monsters that's there, which can be challenging, but really not so much.
Right.
If I got to worry about taking something out, and it could be somebody behind the trees on the left, or that's real stress.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for the sake of the team, I'm down. I'll be playing it.
yeah. So
I think that game does look good. Like I'm a little bit disappointed because yeah, I know you guys weren't following it too much, but they had the beta test and I tried to get into that, but it wouldn't let me in for some reason. But after that, they had a countdown. And the countdown was a countdown to the Summer Games Fest. So I was super excited. I was like, okay, they're either gonna shadow drop the game like they did with the finals, or they're gonna announce. I didn't think they were gonna shadow drop the full game because the game's $40, and I would think you would want some advertisement to lead up to that. But I thought it was gonna lead to like another, like maybe an open beta or something like that, just like some more gameplay.
so wait.
So I was super excited. Like I was at the gym watching the Summer's Game Fest like this, sitting in a sauna and everything. So when it got to the trailer, I was like, all right, let's hurry up. Let's get through this. I'm trying to hurry up and get to so when I get home, I can start downloading the game so I can actually play like this open beta or whatever the fuck it is. They had a countdown that led into the release date trailer, which is October 30th. And I was like, why would you do that?
So
Why
it's just
would
the
you hype me up
marketing
like that?
Right.
Yeah. These are like teenage
But it was
problems.
a
I don't care
countdown
about
to a
this shit.
countdown.
Like,
and
just
I
bring the
was just
game
like,
out.
that's right. You feel me? Like, why would you do like if after the beta test, if you weren't gonna announce anything, just the trailer, just let Summer Game Fest happen and then let me see the trailer so I can go, okay, cool. It's October 30th. Now at least I have a set date. You did this weird ass marketing strategy that hyped everybody up just to say, okay, now wait. It was super weird. I mean, I'm still excited for the game. I'm still gonna get it. It was just that that was just a really weird marketing strategy.
You are our guy that consumes all that media content, so I know why you worked up. But like, don't blow up the secret location, man. Just chill out. The game's coming. All right, it's coming.
Crash
Before,
out for my weekend.
God damn it, you young guys made
I'm not
different.
gonna lie.
But,
Yeah.
but listen, before I hand it over to you, I will say about Summer Game Fest, like even with the cheesy jokes and the announcers and the guest speakers and stuff like that, it's kind of crazy how far gaming came. You know, for the this is for 20 years ago, gaming is for like guys between 16 and 25. Like it's big. You know,
It's
they got a
huge.
stage, they got
It's huge.
people out here telling these corny jokes, but but if you just went out there straight face, it wouldn't go anywhere. And that's dope. Yeah, shout out to them for shout out to the culture for just being like, this is where we at, and then making more money than movies and stuff. And then there's tons to talk about, like whether you love it or hate it. It's crazy how this thing went from these like little stupid one button sticks, but everybody's just made out of blocks to
now.
to now. But without further ado, we got the Apostle at the secret location with his games he's excited for. Please, sir, tell us what you think.
I was gonna say our graders, but I guess we can't do that.
I mean, you can't.
About it, like,
yeah, you're gonna have some.
Nah, we already hit it. We know.
Look,
We
you
know.
convinced
Thanks,
me.
Switch.
Yeah, take that
Thanks
win.
so much, Switch.
You convinced me. Take the
I
win,
don't like
brother.
the fact I had to go last because Meech did research on all his shit.
Yeah,
but
he
it's
came
all
with
good.
it. Like, we gotta step up.
Another game I'm really looking forward to, and I think I'll just start light on this one, is Borderlands 4. I didn't really enjoy the third one. I felt like they kind of got off pace a little bit, but I am excited to see if they do anything with the first one that kind of brings us back into the fold. Because I usually don't like looter shooters. I feel like a lot of the time it's kind of pointless, but
Good shooter.
I really do like Borderlands and like their whole little aesthetic and the thing that they're
Now, see,
the game. Like I thought
I'm not sold on that yet, though, Apostle. But I want to let you finish because that was one of the games I was looking at. But that third one was not it, and they need to do something.
Third one was not it.
They need to do something else.
I was like,
I'm gonna let you finish.
Disappointed in the third one.
But I am.
No, go ahead.
I knew you were gonna jump in it. You know what? Finish it because I'll tell you what I think. You know, I just wanted to jump in there and be like, I
don't. So here's the thing. I don't have too much to say about it. Like it's not the top of like my priority list. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I am hoping that the game is good. You know what I mean?
For me, it's like the first one was new. It was different. That's what got us all playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just been more to like when I say the same, it's like putting a black t-shirt on a day and a black t-shirt on tomorrow and a black t-shirt the next day, and nobody could tell whether you wore that shirt on Wednesday or not. You know, that's how I feel about Borderlands. Like I feel like it's the same shit, which tears me away. Like I'll try to play it with you, and I'm not knocking Borderlands. I think for that crowd of people who love that game, more power to you. But it's a looter shooter, right? Let's be honest.
And Destiny.
Yeah, it gets real repetitive fast, and I think that's where I go left. Yeah. But again, it's one of those things like if I stop being an ass that I am and just kind of indulge in it and play it with Apostle, I could have fun. But that last one, I
get what you're saying though, because the third one, even with friends, I was like, man, this game
it just gets boring.
Fucking
I don't even know
boring.
how I got all three of those because I played that first one and I was like, okay, and then I don't even think I finished it. I just let y'all have it, and then 2 came out. I definitely got 2, but I don't know. Maybe my kid left it behind.
Everybody's anticipating it to be better. They had that movie, which was
trash.
It was trash, but it was like my kids liked it. But here again, they're young, impressionable kids watching this stuff, and I was just like, oh. But
should we do an episode on video game shows and movies that's been coming out?
Yeah, we can spend like 30 minutes talking about Fallout.
Right. Yes.
Which I gotta watch. Right. I haven't watched it, but go on.
Go ahead. You know, like I said, Apostle, my bad. I figured I knew you was coming with this Borderlands shit because you're definitely a fan, but not that I'm not. I just feel
I'm not as big of a fan as I used to be. Like, because I think when like 2 came out, I was definitely like, oh yeah, this is great, and I love 2. And then like I kind of lost it on 3. I was just like, because you were right. I was like, this is more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the characters aren't even that endearing this time around. Like I don't think I really remember.
It needs some sort of overhaul. I just don't know. You know what I mean? Something about it.
Yeah,
But again,
bring some creativity.
You're a Borderlands fans. we're not saying it's not a good game. I'm just saying it's one of those games where like it's not enough for me.
I don't know, looters or whatever. There's a game that's like, remember like our feelings on Diablo 3, there's like another game that plays like that, and I was like,
Right.
ah,
Right, good game. Don't get me wrong, good game. But
but it
like
was a looter
after
type.
30 hours and I'm still doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like it just gets too repetitive for me.
Yeah.
It's like the gameplay loop doesn't really like
Yeah, like
catch you.
Destiny. Like I liked how it played, but I was just like, all right,
I gotta
I'm
go in
just
this dungeon 10 times
yeah, and
to
all
get
right,
a
it's
new item.
done. Yeah.
Yes.
So
And you know what? And like I bought Destiny day one, and maybe my issue was I wasn't playing it with anybody. I was just playing it by myself. I got so fucking bored.
Now I will say,
And I knew it was done because I was playing it, and like I paused and I was like, I guess this is fun.
well, I will say Destiny took a
And
page out of GTA because Destiny 2 has been being played and they still keep, I think they just came out with the last, I guess, add-on to it. But they've just been adding and adding and adding and adding. Which, you know what?
It's commendable.
I'm about to
too.
say, yeah. Do y'all want 15 Assassin's Creeds? Or do I want one where you can just kind of keep adding to it?
no, it's fine. And no
You
hate
know.
on Destiny. I'm just, I'm a particular type
Right.
of person to play games, and just looters just aren't my deal. Like,
Right.
so,
And I'm with you on it. I
I
just
want
think that
this-
model is good. Like,
yeah,
don't give me seven games. I'm kind of okay if you just kind of split it. All right, here I'm gonna pay 15, whatever, and you just keep kind of adding to it
I want
and making the
Assassin's
experience a little
Creed.
bit better
but I
each
think
time.
with games like that, it makes sense.
Right.
Would they keep adding on to The Last of Us to make that 10 years? Like, no,
No,
like I don't think.
No.
But anywho,
Maybe like factions.
maybe.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
the thing about Assassin's Creed though is I think the exploring the different stories and different time periods in history, I think that's fine. But I don't feel like there's an overarching story anymore.
No, it's just
Mm.
gimmicks. Oh, you're a Native American. Oh, you're a ninja now. Oh, you're a
Mm.
pirate. Like,
Yeah.
we go.
Like the next one, it's like you're gonna be a witch, and I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. But where's the story?
Well,
all right.
well,
so
let's not
go.
get it. We're getting away from it. So Borderlands is one. What's your
Lots of
next?
art
Borderlands is
from-
one. Resident Evil 9 for me is a day one comp. Like I don't pre-order anything because I buy digital. So there's no point. I mean, honestly, even if you buy physical, there's no point in pre-ordering anymore. Everybody's gonna get one. But like yeah, like Resident Evil 9 is a definite comp. Ever since Biohazard, Capcom has been doing their thing. And I'm loving like horror fans have been we've been eating good for a couple years now. For real. I'm still waiting for the next
You gonna mess with
what's his
Silent Hill F with the little Japanese girl looking around that fight?
Yeah, that was another one.
I was gonna say yeah, that and Silent Hill F. They both looking good, and they're gonna occupy two different spaces.
Don't like playing the Silent Hill remake. I don't like where it's like I want to get busy. If monsters coming after me, I got these clunky controls, and I'm a little Japanese girl with a big ass pipe, and I don't like ambiguous stories. And Silent Hill is known for that, so that's a pass for me.
Okay.
So Sakura, you won't be going through the adventure with me. Whatever.
So wait, so you didn't like the remake? Because I think you were the only one among us that played.
I played the remake, and I was like, this is a reminder. Like they did well with it, but it's just like that story is ass. Man. I'm sorry.
I didn't play.
Like
I didn't even finish the first one, to be honest with you.
I went looking stuff up online because I was like, yeah, what the hell just happened here, man? Like, ooh, what's going on? Like, I already got these tank controls, and my man walking around like he got boxes for shoes, and you get in there, and it's just like, well, he was crazy the whole time, and he had his wife's dead body in the car, and I'm like, I'm an intelligent dude, right? I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the world, but like to me, like you guessing what's going on, and
Do you
it's
feel like
just,
Evil Within kind of fall under the Silent?
the first
Hill
Evil
kinda-
Within was dope, and that was like, hey, there was a guy in this machine that was like crazy, and that made sense. Like that don't make Silent Hill. I don't know what the hell was going on,
Gotcha.
and please don't hit me up to explain it because I don't care. So
Fair.
Wait, hold on. The second, y'all didn't like the second Evil Within?
I didn't play it. I didn't say I didn't like it.
to me,
I just didn't play it.
The second one was weird.
I thought it was okay. It was weird. I get that, but for me, I thought the map was how a horror game should do maps. So what I mean by that is not the whole fracture thing, but the hub world kind of thing.
Yeah, no,
Where
that
like
was cool.
you weren't in like a huge open world, but like smaller sections.
Yeah,
And I think that was great because you were able to just pack it with like details and like different things to do and more thought out like encounters with monsters as opposed to like people are saying this new Resident Evil is supposed to be open world, and I hope it's not. I hope they do keep it to like that hub world kind of thing. Only because with the zombies and everything, I don't want to just be like I'm just blowing past waves of zombies and not really interacting, because then you lose that fear factor of when you see the monsters all the time. You know what I mean?
We got Resident Evil 9
Yeah, Resident Evil 9 looks.
and all about. So give us some stuff about it, right? Right. You give us a little bit more. You giving us like that. It's supposed to be open world. What else about the game?
Oh, what else can I give you about the game?
Yeah.
The trailer. That's about it. That's all I got for y'all. They just revealed it at the Game Fest thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know too much about the game, so I'm definitely gone off of Capcom's like track record of how they've been doing the Resident Evil games so far. Like coming off at Resident Evil Village.
The main character though, right?
Good.
The main character, supposedly she's from Outbreak. She's from Outbreak, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know who she was. I thought maybe she was the
so.
daughter from Village. But no, they saying she's like the daughter from one of the main chicks at Outbreak. Outbreak 1 and 2. So
that's the thing. They're definitely. I thought after Village they were going to continue Rose's story. Like I know they had the Rose DLC and everything.
she'll be on the next
But
one.
I really thought they were trying to position her to be like the next mainline character.
It's probably not ready, so they
So
probably went to the Outbreak stuff, which is smart because they moved everything from Chris and them to Biohazard and those people and stuff like that. So I like what they're doing with the series. I mean, 6 was their
so
like,
I think what they're doing with the series is great. I'm still a little bit confused because you're keeping those legacy characters around.
Yeah.
And we're not playing with them, but I still want to know what's going. Like we see what's going on with Chris Redfield. He looks like a divorced dad at this point. But like I still want to see like, hey, what's going on with Leon? Where's Claire? Where's Jill? Like I like that you're bringing in these new characters, and they're definitely interesting. Like I thought Ethan was interesting. I think Rose is going to be interesting if we ever see her again, and I think this new character might be interesting as well.
Okay.
But are we relating this into the overall narrative, or does this thing not have anything to do with the events that happened in Village? What's going on there? Like, are you gonna have two different things running concurrently that eventually like they come together? That's why, like, even though I'm excited for it, it looks like there's gonna be a change in the narrative, and that's throwing me for a loop too. But I'm still copping it day one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your next one?
Oh, what is my next one? I guess I'm looking forward to obviously Mafia: The Old Country and the remake for Solid Snake, the Metal Gear series.
I saw that. I was thinking Switch was going to bring that up, but he didn't. Now I'm not going to play it just because I didn't really get into the last one, which I think the last one was really good. I don't know why I just couldn't kind of get into it, but I thought the remake was going to be something that you was going to definitely be into.
Nope. So I didn't really care for Snake Eater when it first came out. It was okay, but it was like my least favorite out of all of them.
Okay.
So what they do with it, it's like, all right, whatever. Because, again, with prequels, all right, this is where Big Boss came from. The last one they came out, I liked it. It was a little disjointed, the way that you did the missions and stuff like that, story. But, and it was, I can't think of who they were trying to compete with at the time with the whole open world.
Yeah, it was open world. It was weird. Like, it was fun, but
yeah,
I don't know
it wasn't Metal Gear in that sense. But no, I mean Snake Eater, man, like they was just doing weird. I mean, all Kojima games are weird, but it was just weird stuff with Ocelot out there, yowling like a cat, and the camo system. I spent a lot of time like, oh, do I got this camo? Let me put it on and
I got
whatever. Like, so to me, like Snake Eater is like my least favorite. So nope, not for me.
Okay.
I need another Metal Gear, like I need another Castlevania. Which I had an honorable mention somewhere about, I think it was like Blood Ties. I think I mentioned that, or I didn't.
No, I don't think you did.
I got something that you might like. I just saw this morning. Felt that. It's a boxing game with like a Muppet with a story. He's like an orphan.
Oh, wow.
And they shut this
I've
orphanage
seen
down.
that.
Yeah. So I think he's trying to make money to save the orphanage. Okay. And like the way he's training, my man is throwing like meat at him and stuff. But it gives you like this Tyson's Punch Out feel, but like it looks
not
like
a traditional competitive style, like
it's got a story with this Muppet and he's rumbling. They show one of the fights where it would look crazy though, like something I can play with the nephews. It's called Felt That. Yeah. So and
that trailer actually looked pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Like if that's like a $40 game, I think that's a good. That'd be a good buy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a Super Punch Out or something.
Yeah, like a Super Punch Out
Okay.
or whatever. But I don't know how the control is going to be or whatever and stuff.
Right.
But I was like, yo, this like, of course they're not the Muppets, but they look like Oscar and
I got
Rover and
you.
all them. And you know me, I'm not a sports guy, but you throw a twist on it like Rocket League. I'm not in, but that was soccer with cars. I'm in.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
Trey. I mean, Pastu, what else you got? You got anything else in the arsenal?
You know what?
Anything else? Anything that I'm really looking forward to?
I thought I was gonna have to cuss him
I
out.
would say they're like, what I do?
I thought you was gonna say that walking game, like baby steps or something. Or
I saw
whatever.
that. I was like,
And I was just like, yo.
Nah.
I was like, if he mentions that shit on his podcast, it's like, I'm going to the secret location. It's gonna be furniture moving.
I seen what was it? The trailer for Baby Steps, and I was like, it's like it could be a funny game, but I think that's something I'll definitely wait to see if it.
Yeah, it sounded
if
interesting.
It comes on for free.
Nah, not for me. I'd rather mess with that mountain climbing game.
I think I heard that.
Karen, something like she's climbing a mountain, and then you meet other people climbing the mountain alongside you, and then you gotta like survive the cold. You're like in a cave or whatever.
Okay.
That was worth an honorable mention. Karen, I think that's what it's called. So
anything else?
Yeah, I seen that one too. I haven't really. I told you I'll try any game, any genre. I haven't really delved too deep into those type of games just because sometimes they look a little like, and I like some weird games, but like that they look a little goofy to me.
What's your
if
thought
it's
on
free,
Dune?
like I'll give it a shot. Why not?
Apostle on Dune, Dune Awakening.
I'm not a huge Doom fan.
Okay, I only ask because it's that.
You know what?
It's that survival
let me
style
not even say I'm not a.
That you play a lot with Shy and a few other people you play with. I came across and I was like, I'm wondering if Apostle checked this out. So that's why I asked you. Really, just wanted to see if you had any insight.
I've never actually played a Doom game.
Okay.
I don't know why. It just doesn't look like it's the game for
you.
me.
I got you. Well, I mean,
maybe
that's a surprise
I really
to me.
should try it because I got a couple friends that like it, but.
Y'all both surprised me on this whole thing. Like, his presentation and the fact that you didn't come out with anything super weird. Like, really surprised. Ooh,
I mean,
we're over an hour.
Yeah, we're over an hour. If you got nothing else in the bag, dude, we got a lot of games coming out, right? Some we're anticipating, some we're not. Those of you that's listening, dude, it's a lot out there to grab. So get up, get out, go gaming. If that's it, nobody got anything else, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And
no, that's it. Yeah, keep gaming. Like what you like, or listen to us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you from the Old School Assassins, myself, Switch, Apostle. We appreciate everybody joining in. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.